there's all these kind of, I guess, new things you might say, or new challenges with a project like this. So, something we've never done before that we are not currently experts at. So there's that, right? So then the other thing is, okay, I have to put together a proposal in a way that I'm not used to doing, but I know I have Ben here to help me do that, right? And so how do we work together in a way where it's like we can share the responsibility?
This was the first major proposal. I had done 5, 6, 7, 8 proposals for Blind before, but nothing at this scale, nothing even close to this scale. And so I felt like immense pressure to get this right. And so my anxiety level just skyrocketed on this project. I was just totally freaked out that I was going to do something wrong. And, through the meetings and through the time working with the team on the proposal and the specs, that level of anxiety never really went away.
We do really need to sit down and strategize. This is all strategy. How have you guys won this thing in the past? Did we ask them for a proposal that they put together for another project just like this?
No.
Boy, that would have helped us out.
Yes.
Immensely. Can you show us 2 successful proposals you put together? Now, why didn't we ask for that? Didn't occur to us?
No.
Nope.
Now, do you think if you can rewind the tape, crawling back in your mind as to why you didn't ask? Because it was just like, we don't want to look foolish, or it just didn't even occur to us? So I'm going to put up here. I want 2 proposals from you. 2 winning proposals. Because you know why that's good too? Even if we lose, we win. Because we got 2 proposals to study.
And also we talked about having them write up a proposal for the job, and that's another thing that we didn't do.
We never asked them, or they didn't do?
We never asked them.
Okay, why didn't we ask them?
Again, did not occur.
Okay. Here's what I think. Here's what I suspect. We're all very good-natured people who are also very sensitive to people doing unnecessary work and pitching for nothing. Except for it's not for nothing, because now they're out $400,000 and we're out $600,000 ourselves. It is for something. So one very important lesson that I learned early on in my career is that I used to prepare the budgets and the bids for all these jobs myself. Within a couple of months of working, somebody told me, Chris, you just call up a freelance line producer. They'll build the bid for you, a 5-page bid, cost, all of it, for the amazing price of free, 0. Only if you book it do they come in and you pay them what they put in the budget. So that was lesson learned in 1996. Just call people and have them do the work. Can you guys help us? Because a lot is on the line. What do you think they would say?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I don't know why you didn't ask.
Yeah.
But people don't volunteer stuff because they might feel like it's proprietary or it's insulting you. But when you ask, it's like, okay, we know what's at stake. And if they say no, what do we say? What do we say if they're like, no, we're not going to send you that? What are we going to say to them?
Thanks, bye.
No. You just say, why not?
Right.
Why wouldn't you? Is this not an important job for you? Because I don't think we can win it without you guys. I don't think we have a strong chance. So we'll have to call somebody else up. Or is it a matter of like, you don't want to take risk or involvement? What does it cost? Oh, it costs okay, fine, I'll pay that. No problem. We'll assume some of the risk. No problem. So we have to ask why. I never like to accept an answer for what it is. A yes or no answer doesn't do me a whole lot of good. I want to know why. What are you thinking? Why are you hesitant? Okay? Now I will tell you from my own personal experience. Recently, a guy in New York who wants to do a real estate proposal. He starts asking me for some information. He says, Chris, can I just hire you to do it? I said, sure. Can you give me a reference bid? I'll do one bid. I'll give you a freaking whole keynote. Go win it. If you want to hire me, don't hire me. I don't care. I just know we can do the work. You can't really do it without us. And I'm pretty sure they're thinking, we can't do without them either, so there's really no point. Unless that we know like 3 other guys just like them, which we don't. So I willingly, freely gave it just because he asked, but I wouldn't just give it at random. You have to ask. So the lesson to learn here is you must ask, or you're going to fail. You have a high probability of failing. So we don't want to do that again. Okay? All these things are on the board. We have to be very clear. There is something that's very nice about everybody in this room. We're all very polite. We have to get over the politeness and just ask. They want to help us because it's helping themselves. We're not asking them to do anything they haven't done 10,000 times already for probably just a sketchy opportunity, where this one's really solid. Okay? So let them do the work. Ask them to do all this.
Can we write that up there?
What?
Let them do the proposal of the work?
Yeah, that's right here. Well, we want, yeah, you can get some form and we're going to format it ourselves.
Right.
Okay? Have them do the bid. Get a bid from them.
In that scenario, would you send them the RFP?
Yeah, once they sign the NDA.
Yeah, we didn't do that until later.
No, we didn't.
What?
We didn't send them the RFP.
No, I was talking about NDA.
Oh, no, we had it signed right from the
No,
get.
before. Yeah, Ben did.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we took. I remember talking to 2 places right after the call. It was very quick, and I think there was a sense of like urgency to talk to people, and we did.
Yeah.
But then I think we had a follow-up, which was,
Oh,
in my mind, the real conversation.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked to one person for like really. And
For real.
The other conversation was kind of like, we're not even sure what we're doing just yet.
Right. So you could have this conversation at the very beginning without sending an RFP, without sending an NDA, to get a feel for who's a good fit.
Yeah.
We don't want to waste our time in, this is where I think we can be yanking some chains, unless you had 2 compelling companies and you wanted to compare,
Yeah.
which you can do too. Okay? But if you, short of that, if you have one viable lead or a company that can do this, then I suggest just following and going down the rabbit hole. We had a great first call with you guys. We're going to send you an NDA and send you a little RFP, and we want to get down to nitty-gritty bits. Okay? And if you're concerned about them stealing the client, don't call them. Period. And that should be part of your first call. Look, we're talking to a couple of people. We need some assurances that you're not going to poach our client, etc. And we feel like you won't, but I need to hear it from you.
My concern was not that they would steal the client. My concern was mainly we signed an RFP or a NDA when we received the RFP.
Yes.
And so sharing that with a partner, is that a gray area or am I overthinking that?
Not gray area whatsoever.
Okay.
You guys know what a non-disclosure agreement says?
Yeah.
You will not share this with anybody that's not working on the project.
Right.
They're working on the project,
Okay.
right? They're part of the team. It's like, it's saying like we can't show to one of our team members. They're part of our team. Okay?
So I was overthinking it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy question to ask us. That's a yes or no kind of thing. Are we okay or not? As long as they sign it, we're good.
Cool.
I have no problem. I think the other concern was if we shared the RFP and, no, there was no budgets in the RFP.
Yeah.
None
They
whatsoever,
didn't know what the budget was, yeah.
right? So ideally, once we find out the questions that we're supposed to ask, then we would have asked them again before even doing the proposal. So we don't just do one call with our client, we do multiple calls.
Right.
I don't think we did this and really talk to them about how this works.
Right.
We need to do this, like map it out. And the more we do this, the better they feel about we're not going to get ditched at the altar. That's a fear we all have, right? Use our work, use our proposals, use everything, and as soon as you get the gig, you're like vampire out of town.
Yeah.
So the more it's like, you tell us how you'd like to work. And in case something funny is happening, then we'll reinsert ourselves, but otherwise we want to make this a successful partnership. More important than anything else is that we deliver for the client, number one. So I think we have to get over maybe any insecurities or ego or fear of releasing things that may jeopardize our relationship with the client in terms of them taking the client away. Because right now we have no client when it comes to this. So that's the worst possible outcome, right? Where we have nothing. So better to do the job and then have subsequent jobs taken away. At least we got the first one in. And we can use that to onboard other clients. So this is what I would consider us playing at the major leagues. If we're not doing this, we're playing at the minor leagues or worse, whatever league is below that. This should become part of who we are. We're going to ask these great questions. We're going to be wholly transparent. We're going to just say everything we need. We're not going to leave any stone unturned because we walk away with assumptions that aren't good for us or for them. Okay? We also remember both sides. We've been both. We're the client and the vendor. We know how it feels. So we need to assure them too, to bring them into the team. And it would have been great if all these conversations were had with roles and responsibilities, the questions, we would have changed the entire bid. Mr. Burns wouldn't have had to sit down with me and just sitting there grinding through the bid himself. Why would we do that? I think part of it too is guilt. Like, what the heck are we doing? Is it okay to wholly take somebody's bid, repackage it in our design, submit it, and get the lion's share of the profit?
Yeah.
Going around the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody have a conscience, guilty conscience?
I did, yeah.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Well, I wish we would have had this discussion before.
Yeah.
You don't anymore. Did is past tense. Okay? We've talked about this before. The most valuable person in terms of dollars on a film production is the executive producer. The executive producer options the script, finds the actors, gets the financing, and does nothing else. They don't direct it. They're not doing the set design, the wardrobe, the scoring, the music, but they make the lion's share of the money. Because without them, nothing happens. So in this case, we are playing the executive producer. You guys need to remember that. Anytime you forget, you tell yourself you're the executive producer of a feature film. I don't know what things cost. My line producer bids that. I don't know what it should look like. The costume designer does that. I don't know who should play these roles. The casting director does that. You just assemble the team, ask them what they need, and you get it done. And in this case, the client is the financing. Who's going to pay for this? And that's the hardest part to get. If they had it, they would have gotten it. Period. And that's through relationships, through reputation, all that kind of stuff. That's us. All right? Never feel guilty for that. Just remember, otherwise you are somebody else. You're not in the executive producer role, you're in the production department. Okay, that's that.
So what happened on the call when the client's engineer started asking very technical questions? Did the guy, our partner, answer those questions on the call?